on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, welcome to the KBMOD podcast, brought to you this week by Blue Microphones. Check them out. They make the majority of the microphones people on this channel use, for sure. Blue Snowballs, Blue Yetis, Yeti Pro. You can check them out at bluemic.com or on Twitter at Blue Microphones. Also brought to you by Gunner Optics. The date'll come. Calm yourselves down. Also brought to you by Gunner Optics. Check them out, gunneroptics.com. A bunch of us use them. Some of us used to get horrible headaches before we did use them. So check out Gunner Optics. They'll help you if you're spending a lot of time watching streams, which I think a lot of you are. Also, Spreadshirt.com, KBMOD.spreadshirt.com. We just restocked the inventory of new shirts. You can get the Blah Raccoon shirt.
Quite a popular pick.
It's pretty based, yeah.
Ladies and men who love ladies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bob posted a tweet earlier this week where he went out in the Blah shirts and was immediately mobbed by women, which was a problem because he's a married man.
His wife was not happy.
Yeah. It was an ugly incident. But if you're single, you're good. I have the Sean shirt, and I also bought myself because I'm a narcissist. So there you go. KBMOD.spreadshirt.com. We're going to be having another sale on Spreadshirt on the 26th, so look out for that. That'll be happening. So that was the sponsors. Now we get started with the actual cast. Hello and welcome to episode 154 of the KBMOD podcast. The date, you bastards in chat, the date is August 17th, 2014. I hope you're all happy.
If you knew your father, you would know that.
Also, we have a few announcements before we get right into the games and what we've been doing / playing this week. The Minecraft server. We had a little teensy bit of little drama. But the Minecraft server is here to stay for the foreseeable future. We put in a bunch of protections. Have we whitelisted yet? I don't think we have.
Not yet.
I don't think we've gone that far, but a bunch of protection stuff got put in. It's been doing quite well. You can check that out, kbmod.com/servers. That is here to stay. You can also check out our CSGO servers there. Oh, Yogo131, thank you for subscribing, sir.
Sub-hype.
And you can also check out our Mumble server on there if you have not been on there yet. Another announcement, Ultra Street Fighter 4 tournament, which has a sign-up on the website, on the forums, and in a post on the page, kbmod.com. Sunday, September 14th. That will be the date for that. So you have just under a month, and it also seems that the problems with Ultra on PC have sort of mostly fixed themselves, at least for me. So lag has somewhat gotten away. First place will get a $60 Steam game, AAA title, or $60 worth of Steam stuff, whatever they want. And then second, third place will get, a $30 or $40 game. So there you go. That'll be your prizes for the first KBMOD Street Fighter tournament. It'll be done through an online lobby, so you actually should be okay almost anywhere in the world. Lag seems to, and the netcode seem to be fine in those lobbies. So if you were worried, there you go. Ooh, did we get another sub in there? No, we just got a bunch of spam. Also, October 24th through the 26th, Extra Life 2014. We are getting very, very close. We are 9 weeks away. Much planning still to be done. Down on your calendars. It's going to be about the same length as last year. So, oh yes, next Sunday, League of Legends tourney, also on this channel, 1v1s. So check that out. I think there's a forum post on that. Yeah, that's about it. So as you can see, Scott and Nick are not here. They're at a barbecue with the Sarks. I cannot fault them for missing. And Brandon is in the air on his way back from Gamescom. And John is actually in a TF2 match, and he will be joining us in just a few minutes. So he was on actually before we started the cast. So, well, let's get into it. Blah, what have you been up to this week, gaming or otherwise?
Been doing a lot of real-life activities with friends, which is weird for me. It's caused me to miss one or two podcasts. I'm not used to the fact that the podcast is at 7 for me now. Like everything else, when it comes to accounting for the time zone change, I've been pretty good about. But the podcast is the one thing that eludes me. Like I keep just taking it for granted that it's not gonna be at 10 o'clock. Like I just keep forgetting. But actually, in fact, I'm at Lindsay Washburn's house right now using her computer to attend the podcast, while Tyler and Gassy, Renee, and of course Lindsay are downstairs waiting to watch Team America when I'm done. So that's what we'll be doing. Video game wise, I've been playing a lot of Counter-Strike. Really bad at it still, but
God, we've all got the bug.
Yeah, everybody's got the bug. Bug. It's so good, and yet so horrible when I play. It's really painful to watch myself play. I have been enjoying the Knack swings in Hearthstone too. It's I think I'm going to be playing Hearthstone because Lindsay has it installed on her computer. It's going to be my game for the cast today. And let's see what else. Minecraft. I've been playing a decent amount of Minecraft. Not as much as I was last week, but Minecraft is definitely a good time, and I'm really glad that the server isn't shutting down because I was actually kind of worried because I was like, no, I finally got into it. I finally got back into Minecraft for the first time since it came out.
That mod that Hex chose for this and the Life in the Woods, I fucking love it. I love
it's a great mod.
Yeah, so many more food choices and fishing and weapons and everything.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Great mod. Absolutely.
Absolutely great mod. Nick and Poonch. What have you been up to this week?
CSGO. Because reasons. I actually bought my own server because I got tired of like 64 tick, first of all, but also just wanted a server that I could play with like viewers and whatnot. Just have it. It's 100 tick because lol, this server provider is terrible, but whatever. But also jumped into DayZ the other night when I was streaming on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't actually spent any time in it other than when it first got really big on the Arma 2 mod.
Right, yeah.
I actually had a lot of fun with it. It was kind of got sucked in, and I see the appeal of it now, so I'll probably be playing that quite a bit. But really, CSGO, DayZ, and then lots of Super Bowl, which we also have a server for now.
Super Bowl is so good.
Yeah.
Hex, what about you, man?
This week has been a lot of real life bullshit. I spent several days this week in and out of the hospital for kidney problems. Between that, it was a lot of Minecraft between administration and setting stuff up and getting things configured. So the server is all happy and nice, and people are set to go, and everybody seems to have calmed down and is having some fun. So I played a bunch of Minecraft. I also bought a Game Boy Color this week.
How much was the Game Boy Color?
I got a Game Boy Color, 4 games, a carrying case, and the original Nintendo cleaning kit for it for $29. And one of those games is Link's Awakening. So played some Link's Awakening on the actual hardware this week. That was a solid choice.
Link's Awakening is probably my favorite 2D Zelda of all time.
That's my favorite Zelda game, period.
It's fucking fantastic.
Followed closely by Wind Waker. So played some of that. Otherwise, not a whole ton of time for games this week. I did play a little bit of Sleeping Dogs today, actually. I played through the first few missions in that.
If you want to play a dogs-related open-world game, that's the dogs-related.
There's so many dog games.
All right, well, there's 2, and one of them is utter shit, and the other one is Sleeping Dogs. So there you go.
Also, none of them are actually related to dogs. I don't know if you know this.
Not at all. Not even.
I was very disappointed.
No,
yeah. I haven't seen a single dog in either in any gameplay.
There's 100% no dogs in Watch Dogs. I can tell you that for certain. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was about it. Not a lot of time to play games this week. Actually, you know what? I played a bunch of Pixel Dungeon on my phone while I was in and out of the hospital because it's like a roguelike dungeon crawler that it looks kind of like the same graphics as Tiny Tower, but it's pretty fun for a free mobile game. It's a good time killer.
Nice.
I forgot to add.
You got a PS4, bro.
Yeah, I got a PS4 and The Last of Us. Oh my god.
Is it that good?
I think, personally, it was the best single-player game I've ever played.
Wow.
Did you ever finish Half-Life 2?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think here's the reason why I think this is better. Half-Life 2 is an incredible game, but the problem with older games was we were stuck with technology restrictions that didn't allow us to like preload the next part of the level and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah.
The Last of Us, I would get sucked into it and I wouldn't realize that I'm like, oh, I've been playing this for 4 hours. Because I'm old school, so I'm used to, okay, I beat this level, there's a loading screen. Okay, I know there's something to say, okay, maybe I should stop. The Last of Us, it's so fluid, it's like a cinematic experience more than a game. And it's just incredible. So
I'm actually kind of surprised that no one has done that to Half-Life 2 yet. Like, how has some modern not been like,
Yeah.
how do we
Well,
dynamically load these games?
Cinematic mod cuts down on those load times, but they were unable to eliminate them because for those that don't know, cinematic mod, I've talked about this before. It actually takes your entire Half-Life 2 game and converts it into a whole different format, so that it can achieve the visuals it does. So a lot of the stuff is different, but it still has those what are frankly annoying loading screens. Like Nikon's totally right. You're mid fucking speeder in that game in the boat levels, and it just freezes for the load. It's like you're moving at like 800 miles an hour. But yeah, no, I see what you're saying for sure.
I'm really excited for. I think that it actually makes me want to start playing single player games again.
Play Wolfenstein.
Because that Tomb Raider,
Yeah,
I
play
actually
Wolfenstein.
started playing Wolfenstein off stream because I figured out the problem. It's Wolfenstein and OBS just don't like each other with AMD graphics cards. But no, the fact that we can have games that are almost it's like an interactive cinematic experience versus just a game is very exciting.
It's
for me,
100% how Wolfenstein is too. You'll see, like there's no obtrusive loads in that game. So
How are the shooting mechanics in it?
awesome. Like that is my game of the year right now. I would
Nice.
say.
Wow, really? Wolfenstein's your game of the year right now?
It's very close between that and Year Walk, which came out on PC this year, but is not from this year.
Wolfenstein is really damn good.
Yeah, it's amazing. Speaking of anything else, Nikon?
No, I just want to make sure I didn't forget that because that game alone is worth the purchase of the PS4 for me, and I'm not exaggerating. It was that good to me.
Yeah.
Opinions though. Someone's like, no, that game fucking sucked. Great, dude. I enjoyed it.
Great, dude, you're bad, and get out.
Well, this week I got a new phone. I got the OnePlus One.
How do you like that phone?
It's fucking huge, but I suppose it's like the same size as a Galaxy S5. But I'm just not used to a phone this big. But it's got all the specs of like an S5 for half the price. So
Nice.
they're like a startup company. It comes with Cyanogen mod on it. For those that don't know, it's just like an Android mod with a few added features. It's pretty much stock though, like for the most part. I really like it so far. The camera is still not up to par with like an iPhone, for instance, which nothing really is. But I'm liking it so far. Battery life is ridiculous on it. It's also the first phone I've ever had with 4G LTE. So, internet
Great way to
speed.
get shit real fast. Great way to kill your battery, though, too.
Yeah. So, went from a Nexus 4 to that, and so that was pretty cool. I also went to the coolest bar in Pittsburgh last night. I've never been to a cooler bar.
Where?
Actually, anywhere. I went to the William Penn Speakeasy last night. It's in the William Penn Hotel, which is like an old sort of prestigious hotel in downtown Pittsburgh. And there's no signs for it at all. You just have to kind of know it's in there, and you like go down the basement of the hotel, and it's down there. They only fit. It's got like a capacity of like 45 people, something like that. So you have to know it's there and then get there before their capacity is filled. It is not cheap. Let me tell you that, but totally worth it if you enjoy really good whiskey. They only make the drinks on their menu. So it's like they only have the ingredients for, and it's all old drinks, you know, like old fashions and Tom Collins and nothing, no crazy new stuff. You're not doing shots. Like it's like old whiskey drinks, and it's amazing.
It's an old ass man bar.
Yeah,
Classy.
it's fucking great. Yeah.
Classy, but old ass man bar.
There'd be tons of cigar smoke if you were allowed to smoke anywhere anymore.
That's that would be the opposite of my favorite bar here so far, which is in San Francisco. There's Soda Popinski's. Have we talked about this?
Yeah,
in the
yeah, we've
cast before?
talked about it. Yeah, Diction talked
Yeah.
about it. Yeah. Oh,
All
I
right.
like that kind of place too, but I'm just so into
Great.
whiskey right now that this bar is like right up
It's
my
like actually
alley.
one of Lindsay's roommates, Eric Faustus Gaming, who's working on Tome.
Yeah.
Is actually sick as shit in the next room. Poor guy. Really, really likes whiskey. So he's basically been pouring whiskey down my throat recently. And I'm not a big whiskey guy. So he comes over to Twitch for Fine Liquor Friday this Friday. And I was sick, which is why I wasn't on the cast last week. And he's like, dude, you got to try this, as he always does whenever he has whiskey. He gives me a glass. And as I'm putting it to my lips, he's like, oh, I just remembered you were sick. So that's yours. I was like, I have to drink this now, and I was already like a glass of wine in,
This
and
fit
like
the whiskey is now yours. Finish it.
I was just like, come on, man. So, but anyway, that was fun. But he really likes. I've had a lot of whiskey basically against my will recently.
I feel you on that. We have a Scotch and cigar nights probably once every 2 or 3 months, not as often as we used to.
I want to go.
And
there.
the guy who hosts it, he's a doctor, and he doesn't spend a lot of his money, but one of the things he does splurge is on really nice alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just come to the conclusion that it's not my thing. I've tried, and I'm very sad about this, but
Man.
I just try them all, and I just go, no.
Well,
I just can't tell.
So there's two different kinds of scotch, for those that don't know. There's two different types of scotch, and I actually don't like peaty scotches. Those are the ones that taste like smoke or have sort of a smoke taste in them.
Which are exactly the kind that Eric really likes.
Yeah, like I don't like those at all, pretty much. I like less peaty scotches. There's many different kinds. But yeah, so if you've only had the smoky ones, that might be part of it. Because I know a lot of people actually don't like peat, but they like scotch.
Nick, Eat My Addiction brought over to my house a bottle of whiskey that tasted like just pure leather. It tasted like a boot.
Wow.
Like that was the point of it too. It wasn't like, oh, this is just really shitty whiskey that they made wrong. Like no, that it was supposed to taste like you were drinking a shoe.
We distilled this through a cow. It's delicious.
Pretty much. Like I honestly think they must have aged it in like leather skins. That's how leathery it tasted.
It wasn't an oak barrel; it was a cow barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did that. I was kind of hungover today, even though I only had a couple drinks there. I also had Mako shark for dinner last night at the restaurant, which I had never had before.
That's to turn you into a first class soldier.
Yeah. Oh, God damn it.
All the Mako energy.
God damn it. I knew exactly what you were referencing.
Sure, a lot of people.
But yeah, I played Wolfenstein, of course, this week. Just an amazing game. This shouldn't be a spoiler for anyone who's not played this. Steam Shui, thank you for the subscription. Also, thank you to Hafu is my waifu for subscribing a little earlier. So I played that and went up on the moon base level, which was in all the trailers. Like if that's a spoiler for you, I'm sorry. You go to the moon in Wolfenstein. It is one of the best levels in an FPS I've ever played. Like the design in it and everything is just fantastic. There's no sound when you're outside, which there wouldn't be.
That's awesome.
Like so they, everyone always takes liberties with that in space, whether it's movies or games. Like explosions have sound and stuff, but they would not in reality. So yeah, there's no sound outside when you're shooting stuff. Just an absolutely amazing experience so far. That's not a huge spoiler. Come on. It's in every trailer for that game and all the press shit. You go to the moon. I didn't tell you why. Yeah, I did that. Played some CSGO this week. I got to level 86 in WoW. I'm finally in Pandaria leveling. It's the second time I've leveled in Pandaria, but yeah. So
Disregard quest, dungeon finder all day.
yeah, that's what's going to be in Pandaria. Cataclysm, man. Cataclysm is good leveling, but not if you're a tank.
Yeah.
If you're a tank in Cataclysm, it's like the worst 5 levels of your life.
Yeah, those
Because
dungeons suck.
Those dungeons are like seriously 4%. of a
That's
level, like per dungeon.
Yeah, that's like where I joined in on my
Yeah.
paladin. My paladin was level. What was the level cap in Wrath? 80.
80. Yeah.
80. Yeah. So I surf transferred him and I changed him to a Tauren and decided to just level level up pretty much just dungeoning because I was under the impression that if you can tank then you can level quickly. That was fucking garbage. It was
Well,
terrible.
it's 100% true,
I had full
except
heirlooms,
for
too.
80 through 85. 80 through 85 is 100% not true because those dungeons are so bad. I mean, you could grind them out, but there's because the leveling itself, like DPS leveling in CAD is fantastic because you just blow up everything and go quest to quest to quest. Really well paced. But Pandaria looks like the dungeons are super short, but they're good XP. That's what it's been like so far.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
They're pretty short.
Yeah, my first experience in that area. Also played NHL 14 this week. We continued our dynasty. I don't know what it is, man. I must be the only person on Twitch streaming that game because viewers abound and they're all new when I play that game. I don't know what it is. I'm always the top NHL 14 stream with like 75 people. Like nobody is streaming that shit. And if they are, they're giving away Ultimate Team shit or whatever, which is like the FIFA like Ultimate Team stuff where you get pucks and buy card packs and then make teams and like there's rare players and stuff in the card packs. Anyway, but we have a lot of fun with it. I'm getting a PS4 totally just to play NHL 15 on the new engine.
Priorities.
So, yeah. So that's the reason I bought a 360 several years ago. I didn't even own one of the consoles until like 2011. Because I was like, I gotta play NHL again because they stopped making it for PC in 2009, which is fucking stupid. But I actually know why they did. It actually makes sense from EA's point of view, to be honest. Because on PC, people could mod the roster files, making it completely pointless for you to buy the next game if you didn't care about any new features or anything. Like if you thought 2009 was a perfectly good game, you could play it forever and ever. And there used to
still
be
modded, don't they?
Yeah, there used to be an even bigger community, but there's mods to make all the stadiums updated, every single player roster updates. It's a 5-year-old game, and people have kept roster updates till today for 2009, which is crazy. You can mod like all the uniforms in so that they're current uniforms and stuff. It's kind of crazy, but I usually disagree with a lot of the way EA does business, but like. You literally could not make any money on that franchise on PC. Like there was no way because no one was going to buy a new one. not if you can just change the rosters on there. So played a bunch of that this week. Played some Mario Kart today as well. I still haven't gotten the new Hearthstone stuff. Still haven't bought it, but I'm saving for the PS4. So
yeah,
I'm
been pretty happy with the PS4. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
if games can look as good as The Last of Us Remastered looks,
yeah.
As much as I shit on the hardware and stuff for the consoles, I don't. And to be clear, I don't care if you guys play on consoles. I was just mad that the hardware was a lot less than what I thought it should have been. But The Last of Us Remastered looks really good, so it gives me some hope that we can have, at least on the PS4, 1080p video, 60 frames per second, and it looks really good. So.
Yeah. So I'm getting that. I'm getting when I get that, I'm getting NHL 15 day it comes out, and then I'm definitely getting WWE 2K15.
Yeah, I am.
Be fun as fuck, dude. Come on, wrestling games are actually awesome.
WCW versus NWO World Tour was the greatest game of all time.
And many an N64 controller was broken playing that game. Royal Rumble mode lasts like 2 hours with your friends in the same goddamn match. Everyone fighting over Diesel. So I've been doing that, and also been watching a bunch of old WWE pay-per-views, and it's been awesome. I continue my journey through the WWE pay-per-views. John, you're back. How'd the match go?
Oh, we're 1-6 in ESCA Intermediate because we don't even fucking play the game. We just play like 3 snipers and 4 spies and a pyro. and we just have fun and we laugh the whole time. Like it's so stupid, but it's the greatest environment I've ever played a game in. Like we have so much fun. It's dumb. Like our demo just plays demo night. We play a heavy. We don't have a pocket soldier. One of our shoulders is a spy. Both of our scouts play sniper. Sometimes we don't have a medic. Like we just don't care. But we've actually won games that way, like in Civo. So it's good times. It's good times.
So what have you been playing this
Yeah.
week? I think I know what the
CS:GO,
answer is. Yeah.
like a lot. like 70 hours in the last 2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
And like 60 of that were over the course of 5 days because it's a fantastic video game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm enjoying CS:GO a lot. The Warlords cinematic really got me excited though, so I'm
That
stoked for
cinematic's
some
so
more
good.
WoW when it comes out. And I'm actually gonna play through Far Cry 3 as well because after watching that Far Cry 4 World thing,
Yeah.
like I can't. Like I have to play Far Cry 3 again. If you haven't played that game, you really did miss out on something special. Like the game
can't play
itself isn't anything insane. Like it's a good game, but the characters, it's the bad guy in that game is the most engaging character in any video game ever. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Quite good. All right. Well, John's back, and we're going to take a quick commercial break, guys, and we'll be back with the news, of which there is much due to Gamescom this week. So we'll be talking about a lot of stuff there, including a lot of good PC news. So we'll be back in 2 minutes.
I don't understand the bong shirt. Somebody just said I have a nice bong shirt. This
Because the O in your kaffa looks like a bong, dude.
it really doesn't.
No, it really does. Like, it really does.
Oh my god, no, I see it now. Yeah, no. Fair enough, fair enough. I'll allow it.
Is that a Dodger shirt?
Yeah.
Dolja.
Senpai noticed me on Twitter. She retweeted me.
I saw how excited you were about that.
So fucking jealous.
Nah, dude.
I mean, we're basically best friends.
Didn't you meet her at PAX that one year?
Yeah, it was just like a quick like, oh my god, I love your videos. Take a picture with
same.
me. Like it wasn't
Touch my
like
hand.
Touch the peen.
yeah.
All right. Well, that would be a
I
little
was-
forward.
I was actually, for some reason, I was just like really nervous meeting her. I'm normally when I meet internet famous people, I'm just like whatever. But I guess it's just like this is the first person I've met who I had zero connection with. She, like, there's absolutely no crossover between either of our networks, kind of thing.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I was kind of nervous, thinking that I guess it was more that I was getting into my own head, worried that she would think I was like a creepy fan because she has a lot of those. If you ever read her comments, she has people that will like tell her about their day in a YouTube comment.
Okay,
They were like, how
that's
like
strange.
because she talks about her day and then they're like, oh hi sweetie, like yada yada. Like I'm
Jesus.
pretty sure these people like think it, like have somehow convinced themselves in their heads that she is their girlfriend. It's really creepy.
That's what I
So
told
I,
myself.
Dude, you just
Top
don't
down,
understand
not-
our relationship.
I really don't. That is an accurate statement. I don't understand your relationship. Because it doesn't make any sense to regular human beings.
All right, we're back from commercial. If you never want to see commercials on this channel again, please consider subscribing, and you
You
won't.
hit sub button, make good donation, no more
Yes.
commercials. Yes.
And know that with your subscriptions, we can get games for the channel and also fund Extra Life LAN, which is going to be huge this year. So, yeah, consider subscribing. All right, it was Gamescom this week, of course. Brandon was there, so we'll hear more about it next time on the podcast about what it was like to be there. But we got a lot of good PC gaming news this week, which was
Oh, I just accidentally locked a computer. I meant to mute.
crazy
Oh.
amazing. So NBA 2K15, which is the 2K NBA series, is actually really solid. And it has been confirmed by the developers that they will not be putting any shortcuts in the PC version this time. For those that don't know, NBA 2K14 on PC was a horrendous mess. That actually was just 2K13. It was just that game again. So the console's got this nice new one in 2K14, and then 2K15 now, but it will be identical, same feature set, same graphical set as next gen. In some games, you'd be like, "What do you mean identical to next gen?" that's gonna suck. No, you'd be all right. You'd be all right with it, because the 14 was an abomination. So that was good news there. Came out of Gamescom. The huge news, which we'd actually heard in rumors months ago when Metal Gear Solid 5 was announced. Metal Gear Solid 5 and the Ground Zeroes game, which came out recently, like a couple months back maybe, are coming to the PC in 2015. The first Metal Gear games on PC since Metal Gear Solid 2, which was a horrible, horrible port back in the day. Revengeance actually was not that terrible of a port, so I have faith that Konami can do it right.
Based Kojima.
Yeah, and this is really cool, especially for people who didn't want to get a PS4 or don't have a PlayStation. Metal Gear Solid 5 and Ground Zero is coming in 2015, and that's huge. That's huge. They confirmed it. There's even a Steam box skin for the cardboard box in the game. So, yeah, we're very excited about that. Obviously, we don't have a date confirmed either for the console version either. So, I'm thinking we will get Ground Zeroes pretty soon, though, given that game's already out.
JK, both are out next week. Get ready.
That would be ridiculous.
I'd be okay with that.
That would be absolutely ridiculous. So that is just huge, huge news. That's a huge win for the PC. I think it's good to see Konami doing this and kind of hopefully starting a trend of bringing some of these games that weren't actually contractually exclusive, but just Konami didn't make PC games. Like, they just don't. And so now they're coming to PC. And I think it has a lot to do with what we talked about on Xbox One and PlayStation 4, is that they're so similar to PCs anyway that it's just not that much trouble for a dev that hasn't done a PC port before to do it now.
Yeah.
So
when they did the reveals for both these consoles at E3 a couple years ago, that was the only thing I had good to say about it was, well, it's x86, so how hard could PC ports be? We better get awesome games now.
Yeah. So very cool. And I'm really looking forward to it. I will have a PS4, but I'm not sure which version I'm going to get. I think I will wait and see on the port status of those games, but I actually have faith that they'll be pretty good. So other things that we got to see, Witcher 3 had a couple trailers come out.
Yes.
And dear Christ.
That game looks nuts.
We've been saying, obviously, The Witcher and The Witcher 2 were like Crysis, in that they beat the ever-loving hell out of your PC. When they came out, they were a true test of how good your hardware was. And Witcher 3 looks to be no different. There was a gameplay trailer that came out this week, which was clearly running on a PlayStation. I think Sony has like a deal with them, so like all the footage is on PS4. You could tell it was on PS4 because it was pretty framey.
Yeah.
But like the combat looks really fluid. Unlike Witcher 2, it looks really fun combat. The world itself is 65 times bigger than Skyrim.
Good
Oh my
fucking
God.
God.
Holy crap, really?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
That's insane.
And it's all seamless too. They've made it so it's all seamless. And there's
That's why
like,
it's taking so long to make it.
yeah, that's why it got delayed. We're pretty sure, and it's 35 times bigger than the Witcher 2 world was.
Wow.
So, I think it will, as far as hardware, for people who are worried, I think if you have a 600 series, like a 660 or above, you'll be okay to run this game. You're not going to be running on an Ultra, but I think you'll be okay to run it. But man, it looks fantastic. Go watch the videos. We'll have them in the post for this podcast. We posted the gameplay video on KBMOD.com, so you can go check it out there. It looks amazing. Like, the world is fantastic, and the ambience and stuff in it. That was the thing I noticed the most, was the sounds of the world. And
The
watching
crows flying was just incredible. Like the dumbest shit.
Yeah, like CD Projekt Red. What's great about them is that they just do not give a shit. Like, they're making a AAA game, but they're not really making a AAA game so it sells 30 million copies. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to shortcut the graphical quality or this immersive world in any way just to sell more games. It's going to be done to the highest fidelity possible, and you can tell 100% watching it.
The water effects for that looked amazing. I was just
Yeah.
stunned by how good the water looked in that game.
They're completely ridiculous. Also, we posted on this site this week a Far Cry 4 World trailer, which John alluded to earlier. You definitely get high and go to another world at some point. Like, that definitely occurs.
Nice.
So they showed, like, the main kingdom, which you've seen in other trailers for Far Cry 4, which looks, quite nice. But then there's the Death Zone, which is the area above 26,000 feet in the Himalayas. And that looks like it's going to be a lot of wingsuit gameplay up there. But lots of snow, obviously, that kind of thing. And then they put you in this Shangri-La world, which is like, I'm pretty sure it's where you get high and go there. Because you got high in Far Cry 3 for some stuff. And you go there and you fight with a spirit tiger. And I'm sold. That's all you really need to tell me. Is I smoke some drugs and go fight with a spirit tiger in Shangri-La. So, I mean, I'm pretty down with that. He was also shooting energy arrows like Hawkeye or some shit. It was ridiculous. That game comes out November 18th as well. November's going to be fucking stupid this year.
November's going to be rough on the wallet this year.
The Crew, this. Thank God Witcher 3 and stuff is not coming out till next year. Call of Duty, no. We're actually not.
Stop. Just, no, podcast over. No.
Also this week,
collar Googles.
we had another reason to never ever listen to anyone who says the word exclusive, even if their CEO comes out and says, yes, this is an exclusive forever.
What a goddamn clusterfuck this announcement was.
What happened was Rise of the Tomb Raider, as this podcast loves Tomb Raider overall.
Oh, yeah.
The reboot of it.
Definitely.
Fantastic fucking game. Like, phenomenal. And when they announced Rise of the Tomb Raider, although that title is utter garbage, we were pumped.
Because we know how Rise of the Triad was shitty, so.
Yeah.
We also know. I personally think it's a great title because it draws a lot of parallels between Lara Croft and Batman.
True.
I think they're very similar characters. As in, I want to fuck both of them.
Yeah,
So-
well, that's accurate.
So they came out and said at the Microsoft press conference at Gamescom, they came out and said, Rise of the Tomb Raider will be an Xbox One exclusive coming holiday 2015. Now, when we hear the word exclusive initially these days, especially after the last E3, you take it with a grain of salt. That might mean a month, then it's on PC or the other platforms. There's very few games like Halo where it's straight up not going anywhere. So we were like, well, that's dumb because, first of all, Square Enix called the original Tomb Raider a sales failure.
Yes, they did.
Okay, well, 8 million copies later, it was a sales figure.
If 8 million people sub to KBMOD, it'll be a sub failure. So let's
Yeah.
check that goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Please do better
Failure,
than
guys.
So we were like, what the fuck? And we were outraged, of course. And then people were like, Dan, they're talking me off the ledge. They're like, there's no way. It's got to be timed. And then the head developer at Crystal Dynamics comes out with a fucking letter. And this is the best line ever written in a bullshit letter ever before. Our friends at Microsoft have always seen huge potential in Tomb Raider and have believed in our vision since our first unveil with them on their stage at E3 2011. AKA, they paid us a fuck ton of money to help the struggling Xbox One get some sort of exclusive title that people would give a shit about that wasn't Halo. This was the most insulting thing ever. This doesn't mean that we're walking away from our fans who only play on PlayStation or on PC. Those are great systems with great partners and amazing communities. We have Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris coming to those platforms in December. And Tomb Raider the Definitive Edition is available on PS4. What?
That's
Yeah.
Did anyone vet this letter?
No.
Like, here's this shit-ass dick isometric adventure game with Lara Croft in it that you can have. Cool. Thanks. I guess.
Thanks, bro.
And that was a letter from Daryl Gallagher, Crystal Dynamics head of studios, basically confirming that, yes, this is exclusively on Xbox. And it is not going anywhere else. Well, within 24 hours, the internet, of course, was like, what the fuck? To a T. Like, people on PS4 and PC players were like, what in the hell? Also, why would you make a sequel to a game that was on every platform, only on one platform? Are you trying to cut your sales off? Like, what?
Yes.
What a fucking PR nightmare. So, the next day, Phil Spencer, head of Xbox, comes out and is like, it's a timed exclusive. So yes, it is coming to PC and PS4. If I had to call it, I think in this case, due to the veracity with which they defended it initially, I'd say it's probably like a 6-month exclusive. Whereas games like The Witness, which is the new game from Jonathan Blow, the guy who did Braid.
Oh god,
that game
love
is
that game.
Yeah, that game is going to be a 1-month exclusive on PS4, and then it's coming to PC. But I would think this is probably a lot longer, just with the way they defended this and presented it. Like, so in the end, yes, we are getting Rise of the Tomb Raider on PC. These people need to talk to one another. Like, send an email, bro. What are you doing? You come out and like with this letter from the head of the studio right after this, where people are like, "Oh, there's no way it's exclusive." Fuck yeah, it's exclusive. And then Xbox is like, "Nah, it's only times." Like, what? What are you doing? So, yeah. And this is of course big for all of you in the WoW Guild. Flex rating starting up this week, by the way. You can check the forums for details on that. But Warlords of Draenor, the trailers came out, of course, Blizzard with that cinematic swagger that they always have.
That was fantastic, by the way. I personally think I'm still of the opinion that WoW lore has gone to ass.
Oh yeah.
But there's just like basically the quality of their cinematics keep going up while their quality of lore keeps going down. It's just this great little cross where like we may be losing the quality of lore. It's still ass and it's being I don't know what the hell Chris Metzen's doing.
Smoking.
But smoking a lot.
Yeah.
And meanwhile the quality of the cinematic is just fucking fantastic. It's like they just have like a really good vehicle to push this terrible lore.
Whatever internal studio or department does that, or whether it's contracted, I don't know, but they are the best in the business, period.
It's probably contracted.
Yeah, it's not even remotely close. I still think, we were arguing about this in my stream the other day, I still think the best cinematic is Burning Crusades, simply because Illidan.
Yeah.
Just
epic.
goosebumps everywhere. And then Wrath is very close, though. I don't think Classic holds up that well anymore. And
Did we ever talk about the Smite cinematic teaser or whatever?
No.
Did you ever see it?
No, I don't think
that one's really good. I'm looking forward to when that comes out.
Yeah, Smite's
leave it up to Hi-Rez to not hype something properly, but
yeah, Smite's coming for the Xbox One. Interesting.
Oh, yeah, that'll be interesting too.
So, that will be interesting. First bigger MOBA to come to consoles. So there's a couple trailers they put out. We put one on the website. Warlords of Draenor Zones Environments trailer came out, which was pretty impressive. They show all the new PvP zones, all the graphical changes. You can check that out on KBMOD.com. All the new zones, of which there are several. They split some old zones into new zones too, but like Nagrand is still there, Shadow Moon Valley, that kind of stuff. So November 13th, a Thursday, which is weird, but yeah, that's when it comes out. I don't get that, actually, but they should just do it on maintenance day when they always normally do it. I don't really understand that, but yeah, November 13th.
Their Q4 is going to be looking hot this year.
Yeah.
Shareholders are going to be having a fucking field day.
November earnings. Steam is putting up some changes that are in some of the alpha and beta clients, which are pushing Steam more towards not being run by Valve at all at a point where it's just going to be user run, which Dave Osher had told us about some of these back when we had him on in February after the Steam Developers Conference. It looks like you will be able to make your own storefronts and things like this and link people to those. So you can be like, hey, here's my recommended games. And then people will be able to go like use it like a store. They're also finally, fucking finally adding two-step authentication. Steam Guard's good, but
It's
I would
annoying.
I would love to have a mobile app instead. So that really is huge. Search revamp is coming. Personalized front page, where it will not show games that you already own, unless there's an update, which is actually kind of nice.
Yeah.
So all this stuff looks like it's coming, and it looks basically like Steam is moving into having user curation for everything. So if you follow, one of us on Steam or something, but yeah, so those Steam Store changes are coming. Should be interesting to see how it shakes out with that, but we'll see how curated it gets or how fucked it becomes, like Greenlight, basically.
Yeah, but I can put just a bunch of green light games on there that are about dicks. I'm gonna do
Yeah,
that actually.
I know.
It's like the dick front page.
So
We already have not for friends.
one last announcement you need to get super hyped for. Rollercoaster Tycoon World has been announced.
Please don't fuck it up. Please
They
don't
are
fuck it up.
totally gonna fuck this up.
It's gonna be bad.
No microtransactions, apparently.
Already off to a good
This
start.
was kind of announced a while ago whenever they did that mobile app, and people were like, oh god, just don't bring that version to PC. And Atari specifically said, we know it needs to be a totally different experience.
Yeah.
So I have a little bit of hope that this will be like Rollercoaster Tycoon 2 levels of good, but it could
early
never be that good.
2015.
Think about it though. Oculus Rift, being able to
God.
ride your coasters in this
Yes,
game. Like
put it
that's the
inside me.
shit. That's what this is for.
Yeah,
So-
that's what I want.
No, this is the hypest thing though. Co-op online play for 4 people.
Wait, 4 people can design one park?
Motherfucker.
That's fucking awesome.
Welcome to Rollercoaster Tycoon, bitches. It looks like early 2015, and you can make some fucking parks with your friends and shit. You can also share your blueprints for parks, I guess, in there. So that's kind of cool too. I'm hoping this will have Steam Workshop stuff, but who knows? Atari is kind of shit, so we'll have to see what they do with this. But new releases this week, August 19th, The Golf Club leaves early access, goes into full release. Invisible
game.
Ink, which is like a stealth isometric game, comes out as well. And also, if you're Hutch, Chess 2 the sequel coming out Tuesday. August 21st, Shadowgate releases, which was an old roguelike puzzle game. So basically, if you play and you do these puzzles, if you fuck up, you go back to the beginning of the game. That seems really annoying and stupid, but maybe that's just me. Especially for puzzles. Like, fuck that. Also, Hatoful Boyfriend, the pigeon dating sim, comes out on August 21st.
That fucking game.
I had no idea that was a real game.
You're
I saw
dating a pig-
screenshots of it.
Pigeon dating?
It's like an anime dating sim
but pigeons.
with pigeons.
Yeah.
And
Sounds dumb enough to work.
every line of dialogue is just coup, and then in parentheses what that coup means.
That sounds like something I should probably play, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, probably. But you may want to save your money for August 22nd when American Truck Simulator comes out. All you Euro Truck fiends.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
Here it is, American Truck Simulator. Yeah, that's coming out on the 22nd. So, there you go. An interesting week for releases leading up to Metro next week. But we're going to take a quick 2-minute break here and go right into the viewer questions here. We'll be right back. South will rise again.
I'm gonna go throw a bunch of tea in like the lake, and then I'm gonna play it.
American Truck Sim. Way to the road, bubs. Way to the road. You're a human dating pigeons. Yes. Yes.
Pee
that is
real quick.
correct. All right.
Yeah, same.
Confederacy.
This is my favorite screen grab. Well,
From-
I'll put it Skype and
Oh, it's
And-
from that game.
from Hato Full Boyfriend.
What in the fuck? I'm in. I'm 100% in. I'm totally.
That line alone.
Real men fight in the nude. That's all I
true.
needed to see. All I needed to see.
There's no way this is a real game. It can't be.
It
This
is.
has to be parody.
It is.
Oh my god!
It's
what
actually coming out. That was excuse me. That screenshot was the first exposure I had to it, and I thought it was somebody just mocking something up and just
Nope.
being goofy.
Nope,
And then I
that's
found out it's a real goddamn game.
It is a real game. This is the sequel, I believe. There's
Is it
a
really?
Tofu Girlfriend, I think, is on there.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I think this is the second one. So
And everyone said Obama fucked up the country. Look at this. This is what happens when we have a
We're
president like
fine.
Obama. Games like this. Thank you, God.
damn it. Are we back for? No, we're not. God damn. Real men fight with their penises. I'm not disagreeing with you, to be honest.
How could you?
We are back. Time for the viewer questions, of which there are a few this week. You guys didn't step up, you know? You didn't step up this week. Your tweeting was out of shape. You know? So,
Dan's not pulling
You're all
any
just
punches.
garbage.
yeah, you're pretty much
Be honest.
So
shits.
you're all terrible people.
Garbage human beings.
Yep. So, if you're new to the channel, please give it a follow so we can abuse you all the time.
So we can also tell you that you are trash.
Yeah. Come on.
Yep.
First question here, a practical question. Grant M writes, I got an invitation to study abroad in Spain, France, or Italy. Should I take it even though I'm only a freshman in high school? Yes.
Absolutely. Go
Yes.
to fucking
Definitely.
Italy. Go to Italy.
Broaden your horizons, dude. I did a exchange program to Germany when I was 15. I turned 16 in Germany, which is the drinking age, by the way. And that panned out fucking great. I was there for 6 weeks, and it was one of the best experiences of my life, hands down. Don't regret a single second of it.
Definitely go.
Absolutely go.
Yeah.
Don't even think about it.
I wish I hadn't have been a pussy in high school and had done some sort of exchange program because I
Yeah.
regret it now. And,
Yeah, because now if you want to go, it's going to cost you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Or you
Yeah,
can
it's-
do that.
It's
And
also way
people
cheap.
might actually like fundraise for you and stuff. So
Exactly. Like my wife in high school went to France every year with our French class. So she got 4 trips through Europe.
Yeah, Jade did 3 weeks in China in college, and she said it was one of the best experiences of her life.
Yeah.
And
fucking
you don't want to be one of those motherfuckers who has never left the country and has no frame of reference to talking about other countries. You know, you can say things like, "Oh my God, Italy's beautiful. Oh man, the beer in Germany is so good." No, don't worry about taking people's secondhand information. Go experience it yourself.
Yeah.
Totally worth it. Totally worth it. You will not regret a single second.
Also, America kind of sucks.
Also, it sounds like it's not going to be something that you're paying for. So
Yeah.
somebody
Yep.
else is going to pay for this. Yes, you take everything that other people are going to pay for
There you
Yep.
go.
yeah,
because you're not.
it's not
paying.
even. Don't even think about it. Just go.
Yeah. Go.
You see a guy with a white van that says "To Italy" on it, just jump in it.
Yeah. Trust me.
Yeah, it'll,
It's a
it'll be
great,
fun.
that is a great idea.
Yeah, man. Fucking go. There's no reason not to. I think
Get
actually
out
the biggest thing is the cost later on.
Yeah.
If you want to go later on, it's not fucking cheap to go over
Nope.
there. So,
Yeah, absolutely not.
Well, and you have so many responsibilities. Once the older you get, then you start getting like a mortgage payment and all this crap. It's like, no, just go now when you're young. Seriously.
do it. All right. Next question from Xander. He writes in, as we all the staple for APL diet is fast food. That is literally what it reads. Xander
Oh,
writes, as we all the staple for APL diet is fast food, but there are other restaurants out there. So my question for KBMOD and the absentee APL is, what other restaurants / food selling venues do you like to frequent? What restaurants do you like to go to?
5A5 Steakhouse and Gordon Ramsay's Steakhouse in Vegas.
fancy.
You gotta have a
Um,
good steak once in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a great sushi place here. We went there before we came to Lindsay's house. Me, Tyler, Max, and Renee. We go there they go there like once a week. I often
Because
miss.
the one by their house.
Yeah, the one by there. I don't want to say the name of it because I don't want to reveal where they live because it's like really close to their house. But
Yeah,
it's
I've been there. It's
really,
pretty
really
dang
delicious.
good. Yeah.
Real good. Actually, and John and Ada took me there
Yeah,
when
it's
I
really
first
good.
moved here.
Yep.
Real good. Love me some sushi.
Trying to think of places. I mean, my advice, as always, is to find local places that are fucking good because
Yeah.
they're probably better than any
Purgatory,
chain.
bruh.
Yep, Purgatory in Pittsburgh.
Purgatory is incredible.
Godlike, of course.
My go-to is Mad Mex in Pittsburgh.
Delicious.
Solid, like Cal-Mex style Mexican food.
Best margaritas.
Their margaritas are amazing.
You want to forget what happened? Just go.
3 of those things, you're done. You don't even know what day of the week it is.
Yep, no idea. One of our friends fell asleep at the bar at Mad Max, and as he was falling asleep, like drifted off and slammed a bag of chips, or not a bag of chips, but like a basket of chips and salsa into the bartender's face,
Oh, nice.
like as he was
Great guess.
falling down.
Classy.
Yeah,
Class act.
and then my other friends who were equally drunk. Like, were just like, yeah, we're not with that guy. Just fucking left.
Later, nerd.
Yeah, pretty much.
I would say the only advice I have, first of all, find a local place, preferably over a chain. There's some chains that are good, but most of the time it's just going to be kind of generic, and it'll be good, but it's not going to be great. So,
And it'll always be the same every single place you go, which is like kind of nice if you're like traveling and you don't know any local place, you don't have any info,
Right.
no input, no friends in the area. You can go to Applebee's. It's going to be the same fucking thing every time.
yeah.
It-
But the
it's
thing,
going to be edible, but it's not going to be like remarkable.
Yeah.
the thing
but-
I've started doing is anytime I go to a restaurant I have never been to, ask the server what their favorite thing is and just order it unless it sounds absolutely appalling. There's only been one time I've ever been disappointed with that. Most of the time I find something new that I've never had and I go, you know what, this is actually really delicious. And it's, just do that.
Yeah, we've also got like sushi too here in Pittsburgh is good. Good sushi. We don't have much good Asian around here, unfortunately, but
You know what though? That Mad Mex is actually part of a big burrito group, and they have a place called Soba that's Asian fusion that apparently is amazing
Yeah.
sushi.
so yeah, look for local places, stuff off the beaten path, and that's where you're gonna get the best food for the most part.
Yeah.
Also, Taco Bell's really good.
Right, solid anytime.
Always, pretty much.
He
Your
said
shit won't be
actually,
solid,
he was excluding fast food, so we're not allowed to say
okay.
Taco Bell's not fast food. Taco Bell is life.
it is.
but it's love. It's
Yeah,
life.
it's
yeah.
life. Fast food's McDonald's. Taco Bell is just delicious.
It's
Yeah,
passion.
It's passion. Taco Bell's pure Italian passion.
At
With a
Mexican-
side of hot sauce.
Wait a minute. All right. Well, promised we wouldn't talk about COD, but here we go. Eon, I didn't say her name right. Ewan, is that like an alternate spelling of Ewan? I don't know. Eion. I apologize. Did not pronounce your name correctly. Seeing as COD comes out every year and it's getting harder and harder to give a shit, do you think they'd ever resort to taking 2 to 3 years off just to give them time to polish and come up with actual changes, or would Activision just axe the series instead?
With their
Aren't
track
they doing
record?
that already?
It makes me
Is
think
it-
that they're just going to run it into the ground.
Yeah.
But before it happened, I mean, before they finally axed the series, I honestly think we would probably see a longer development cycle. Because what's going to happen is when a franchise has been around this long, it's never really going to go away. What'll happen in the far future is eventually Activision Blizzard will probably like merge with another company. Somebody else will buy the IP, something along those lines, and the series is just going to transform and transform. It's just going to be like this weird, cancerous blob. Think Akira. You ever seen Akira?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen to the series. So it's not going to be any sort of like. There's never going to be like Call of Duty's over. This is the last Call
Well,
of Duty.
okay.
It's never going to happen.
Here's what
Not until we are old
So
men.
what they did was they added a third developer. So now technically it is 2 years between each developer's game. So there is that. That's already happening. I guess
3 years
3
from
years.
launch to launch, though.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
3 year rotation right now. Now, what I think the perfect storm happened for Activision. If you think back to Guitar Hero and Tony Hawk, which are the precursors
So
basically
sad.
to what they're doing to Call of Duty,
Wow.
those games died because there were no new ideas that they could do really, because they were just churning them out for money, but also they were still on the same consoles for 10 years. So they had the 360 and the PS3, and that was the platforms they had to work with. The fact that
And they were
next
doing
gen-
PS2 back then as well for Guitar Hero
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
The fact
Yep.
that the PS4 and the Xbox One exist now has actually extended the life of Call of Duty. If we hadn't had new consoles this year, I think it just would have gone the way. Like, let's say that the PS4 and the Xbox One never existed, and they weren't going to exist. It was just going to be 360 and PS3. If those new consoles hadn't happened, that series would be dead within 5 years, because they'd be so limited technically that they literally couldn't do anything else.
Yeah.
Like, visually, nothing would change. Like, it would just be complete garbage. And it would just go the way of the other franchises. But these new consoles have given that, unfortunately, a lease on life that they didn't have previously. I mean, I think Activision ultimately would just axe the series, because that's just what they do.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mhm.
don't.
Yeah, they just
would just
cancel it.
close the studios and axe the series. They already have a
They
3-year
would sell the
rotation.
franchise. They would sell the IP.
Yeah, and it would be made into mobile games, which it already is, which are garbage.
I mean, it would not be anything you would ever want to play, but it would continue to exist.
Yeah, like as long as they can market it, they've added this new studio anytime soon.
Yeah.
Advanced Warfare doesn't look that great. So, I mean, it just looks like a COD game.
It's just more Call of Duty. Yeah, it doesn't look particularly bad, but it doesn't look great either.
Is this
It
one
looks like
Treyarch?
they're
or is
kind
this-
of doing Titanfall.
This is Sledgehammer,
COD.
the guys who did parts of Modern Warfare 3. So
Didn't they also do Ghost though?
they might have done levels. They were used
I
to be
think
a
they-
level
yeah.
maker for the games. They used
Gotcha,
to be a
yeah.
level maker only, and now they've done this whole game.
The sad thing is that Advanced Warfare looks like a game that, like, if it was $30, I'd probably pick it up. But those games never go on sale, so it's not a game I'll ever play.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like they're trying to change the way the game feels and the way the game handles, like with the new movement and stuff like that. But they're not changing anything about the core game.
Mm-hmm.
It's still just like, here you have a bunch of laser beams that make different sounds, and you click on people
there
with
is
them.
literally a laser in Advanced Warfare. Literally, there's a laser gun. So this is where
Sweet.
we're at right now. So yeah, I think they just kill it. I think that would be the ultimate end of it, because that's just what they do. They'll do the same thing with Skylanders when that stops selling. Like, Skylanders isn't really on any of our radars, because most of you are late teens or in college, so you're not really playing Skylanders. But that thing is making them hundreds of millions of dollars, man. My son wants Skylanders really bad. My answer has been no thus far, because it's like what they do with Skylanders. So it's like, I think, between $70 and $90 to start. That's like to get the little pedestal thing that you hook up to the
Yep,
console
and the game.
and the game, and then you get like some figurines with it. But then there's like hundreds of other figurines,
Yeah.
and of course, little kids, they want it all. Like, what was cool
They got
one
it.
day ago is no longer cool. Like,
Yep.
so you could spend thousands on Skylanders or Disney Infinity. I mean, they're the same thing, but yeah, they're making so much on that. All right, next question from Sassy Ass Sasquatch. Have any of you played in a tournament? He means like esports or video games of some type. If so, how'd it go? John's
Yes.
got many trophies.
Here they come.
Here they
Get
come.
ready. Yep, there they are.
It's also a huge nerd.
Esports champion.
League of Legends trophy, a game he doesn't even play. That's the best part.
Yep.
Yeah, I've gone to a ton of tournaments. I mean, they usually go pretty well. I haven't won them all, obviously, but it's fun. I go for fun. I play games like in leagues and stuff for fun now. I don't even give a shit. I just have fun with dudes.
I used to play Cal back in the CS Source heyday, and that was the only sort of, I guess, formal tournament that I ever played in. I've done our tournaments at Extra Life. I mean, those aren't serious in any way, but they're still really fun. So that's about it for me. Hopefully, I'll be playing this Ultra Street Fighter 4 tournament with actual prizes in it, so that's good. Blah.
I played in, well, I mean, I've been in like minor tournaments for Super Smash Brothers, never anything super serious. Except for MLG 2006, actually, I competed in and did very poorly. I was knocked out by Killa OR's Jigglypuff. I don't think he plays anymore, but he was an old school, like I said, 2006. He ran with Wes, who at the time was the best Samus in the United States. And I played. I think I was playing Ganondorf by then, but I also seconded Falco. And so few people play Jigglypuff then. Jigglypuff is a pretty mainstay character now. People have realized how good she is. But back then, nobody played Jigglypuff, so I didn't realize that Jigglypuff had up throw rest against Falco, which is pretty much like just like a guaranteed KO at the expense of if you whiff it, then you're vulnerable for a counterattack. And he was really good. I was really bad. He absolutely eliminated me. I got absolutely not. I think I got maybe like 2 or 3 wins under my belt, but it was mostly against like people who like it was a pretty local tournament. Like people were able to just show up, and I guess like even though the Smash Brothers scene was established at that point, not as many people like even to this day people don't realize that Smash Brothers is competitive. So people be like, oh yeah, I love playing Smash Brothers with my friends, and there's gonna be a tournament. Yeah, I'll go play. So I probably got a couple of those people, and I was able to get a few rounds in the tournament. But the most recent thing I've done was at Twitch we had the Who's the Best When Bobby Scar Isn't Here tournament. Because he was actually on vacation back home. He was visiting
his
home.
honeymoon.
His honeymoon it was. So we decided to have a tournament specifically when he was gone from the office, and I came in second there, which was actually kind of a huge upset. Like nobody expected it because I had only started maybe like a month or 2 ago, and I was often sort of during like friendlies. A lot of times I would get messed up by these other dudes who played like top tier characters and were just generally more experienced than I was. And then I came in and I just like played with a very even head while other people were kind of like letting the jitters get to them. And I came in second. I had to fight my way through losers brackets. So I had to reset the reset the set, but didn't end up happening. Golf's Falco ended up knocking me out. But
boom, X.
Just the stuff we've ever done at Extra Life, the dive kick tournament. I always really enjoyed it.
You
were top 4 in dive kick.
I did well, which no one expected because Rocco and I got to grand finals, and neither one of us had ever played more than about 20 minutes of that game. So
Rocco, like, I don't even know. Brandon was real mad though.
Oh yes, he was.
But yeah,
that's real.
Just that kind of stuff. I tried to do the Smash 20 that we had for KBMOD, and my Dolphin Net Play emulator would not play nice with everybody else's. So I don't know. I don't play games for that kind of stuff. I just goof around on them for the most part because I'm terrible at them. Ha ha! The end.
The only thing I've been close to doing something like that was me and 2 other buddies used to play Street Fighter 2 in a garage, and it got super competitive to the point where sometimes I would leave and I'd still love my friend, but I would hate his guts because we talked so much shit. Like we'd hug it out before we'd leave, but I would just be like, I fucking hate you.
I still loved it, but I may have been
bitch.
plotting his death.
But yeah, I think
You guys
that's
are
one
all
of the things I
fucking
miss.
plebes, by the way. Just so you know, after hearing all of your competitive gaming stories, you're all just plebes.
I wish I was in more competitive stuff, but there wasn't nothing around to do it in. So
Yeah, it's not like Northern California is a hotbed for competitive gaming or
You
tournaments.
want to play fighting games? You're in the right place.
NorCal's king for fighting games.
yeah, well, I wasn't part of a community that was surrounded for PC gaming at the time. Otherwise, I probably would have.
All right. The final letter today happens to be some Brandon-based fan fiction
Oh
God.
Okay.
I've come across.
Is there a question, or are we just gonna read fan?
Not particularly.
Okay. Might
We're
raise
just
some
gonna
questions on
read
its
some.
own.
You know, I appreciate when the community does a little work, a little creative work, and I like to recognize it.
As an English major, Dan, really enjoys this kind of stuff.
This comes from Bearded Villain. It is untitled, but it had no subject in the email. It's just, Grav's lotion is right. Let me start out here. Story time. It was a Sunday afternoon. I can't even do this.
I haven't even looked at the doc, so I'm expecting your delivery to be spot on.
Let me collect myself. It was a Sunday afternoon. Brandon's luscious hair glimmering in the sunlight. Brandon does not have luscious hair. It doesn't even matter. Brandon's luscious hair glimmering in the sunlight. The least luscious hair on the planet.
It also doesn't glimmer.
Yeah, at all. I reached my arm over to his, sending a message that I requested intercourse.
Wow.
Is how these things work, yeah.
What? Yes, yeah, this is how it... As I groped his bodacious body, his hands reached to my face. His hands were raspy and unpleasant.
How can a hand be raspy?
Almost as if
I know what you
gamer
mean.
grip was used prior to our interaction. This is probably one of the great lines that we've ever had coming up here. Brandon, I began to bleed profusely, and while I was screaming in agony, he began to whisper into my ear, I want to penetrate you with my spin fuser and ski through your loins like a bulldog.
Oh my god.
With swiftness unmatched by even the fastest Kenyans, he removed his khaki pants and began preparation for entry. God damn it. He squirted more gamer grip into his palms and applied it to the surface of his donger. I began screaming, no, Brandon, not like this. After 15 seconds, it was over, and he had unleashed his blue plate special. He began shouting profanities, likely to show his unfathomable euphoria. After a minute of shouting, he exploded spontaneously. I picked myself up off the bloodstained grass and began looking around in shock. I found numerous body parts scattered across the yard, including his hands used to restrain me. They were still dry. The end. P.S. Use code Woody to receive extra grip on your next gamer grip purchase.
Or sexual intercourse with Brandon.
I managed to make that less not safe for work than the original email was. There were many edits. Let's just put it that way.
I have to go drink so much liquor now.
I want to know in what alternate fan fiction universe Brandon has luscious glimmering hair. That is my biggest problem with this.
I think my favorite part of all that is that he climaxes by swearing.
Yeah.
I feel like that might actually happen.
Yeah, I feel like that probably
That's how he
is
manages to never curse.
very close to reality.
He just holds it in and builds tension in his loins.
I think my favorite part
That'd
is
actually make
that,
it better.
That guy referred to Brandon's orgasm as a blue plate special. That's
Yeah.
Yep.
just wow.
Could have been
All right,
something else.
I'm going to add one final question. Because this is actually a legitimate question, though. Question for the cast. Will there ever be a KBMOD CSGO tournament? I think I could click away some faces with Nikon on my team. That's with X Echo FTW. See, I would love to do that, but the fact is, it's a lot of players, and it's a lot of time to do something like that. At least with fighting games and with like the League of Legends 1v1, it's 1v1. So we only need, 2 people at a time. With that, you need 5-man teams. All 5 of you have to show up that day. Like, what I would see happening is we would get 5 to 10 teams, and then maybe 4 of those would show up with all their people. Like, that's what I think would end up happening. Because it's not like a... Plus, the lag problems with that, actually, compared to fighting games, are probably going to be even worse.
Yeah, because then if you're on East Coast and you're on a West Coast server, then you're at a disadvantage and vice versa. So
Yeah,
maybe an extra life LAN type thing, but
yeah, we could do something there, definitely. That could work with like just 5v5s. We could have people bet donations on teams and stuff like that. That'd be kind of cool, actually.
That would be cool.
By the way, we are going to make a call for donation challenges from you guys. So I'll be putting that on the website this week. We have a few, obviously, Dan
Eat a
Cake's
pancake
Dan
off of,
Cake's third will happen. Yeah.
I just eat off of Brandon's luscious hair this time.
But we're gonna try to have stuff like that. I've had the idea thrown at me. I think it was by Anion when we do Mario Kart to have people bet donations on players in Mario Kart.
Mario Kart's completely random anyway, so it's fair.
Yeah. So be like, I'll put $15 on blah, and then if he wins, you have to donate $15 to his page or whatever. So
sweet.
that could be cool. So we're gonna get some stuff up for you, regardless of who's gonna be at the physical LAN or not. We'll have people on and taking over. So,
Nip slips.
all right, guys, we will see you next time. Thanks for watching episode 154 of the podcast. You can follow us all on Twitter at KBMODJohn, at Nikon Punch, at Hexadecimal, at Blacklight Attack. I am Dan at Infinite Sad. You can see on the screen there. Make sure you follow the whole KBMOD team on Twitch, the whole streaming team. And, of course, follow this channel, as we are live almost every day, sometimes twice a day. And we'll be back next week for the pre-PAX Prime Hypecast.
Mm.
So,
And then we'll miss a week for PAX Prime.
yes, we will be missing a week for PAX Prime, because almost everyone will be there that's on this cast. So, we'll see you guys next week. Later, bros.
See ya.
Bye.
Later.